Hey, it's gsusfrq here, and today I'm presenting to you my newest twisty puzzle, the 6x6x4 Super Barreloid. The 6x6x4 Super Barreloid is a puzzle made out of a 6x6 with layers bandaged together as if it were a 6x6x4 standard cuboid, and extended out like a regular cuboid, but instead of extending it into a cuboid shape to be a perfect rectangular prism, I extended it into this shape here. I did cut down the corners a little bit, but those are the only pieces that are cut down. Everything else is just extended into this cylindrical shape. And you can see that whenever you're turning it along this cylinder edge, there's no shape-shifting. The puzzle stays within the same shape. And once you realign everything, then it goes back to normal. I made this puzzle by taking a standard 6x6, gluing the layers together as if I were making a regular cuboid. Then I took calipers and took precise dimensions of all the pieces and 3D printed the curved edges on here so that I could glue them on and shave it down and cut down the parts that I no longer needed off the corners in order to make this shape. I could have made it with epoxy sculpt or some sort of other material, but I don't have any experience in that, and I do have experience in 3D printing, so I figured I'd give that a shot, and as far as I'm concerned, it was a great success. I'm very satisfied with this puzzle. I could have done a little bit better with some of the shaving down of it and some of the polishing of the pieces. I don't know if you can see, but some of the pieces are pretty dull beyond the stickers, but thankfully with the stickers on there you can't really notice that because the stickers are shiny and you hardly see many details of the pieces behind the stickers, so that's nice. An interesting property of this puzzle is that based on the way that I stickered it, with each octant having its own sticker color, is that you can turn it 90 degrees and 180 degrees in this way, and it's always solved, because there is no set sticker pattern. So as long as each of the octants is solved with itself, it doesn't matter where the rest of the pieces go, provided that they're all still in their octants. So this is just as much solved as this is, because each octant is still together. One other interesting property of this puzzle is that it's a super cube, or a super barrel, or super something. Whatever it is, it's super in that every piece has to be in one location when it's solved. So each of the octants has to be like this. None of the pieces can be interchanged, even though this piece, and this piece are the same piece underneath on the core of the puzzle. Each of these pieces has a different curvature, and these two are taller than this one, so they have to be where they are now when they're solved. They can't be interchanged. Same goes for these pieces here, and then this piece is the only one of this color, and these pieces obviously have to be in their same place. So it's a super cube, and it's going to be a difficult solve to get each of those pieces in the exact place. And complicating the solve even more is that this isn't just a standard puzzle made into a barrel and stickered like this. This is a cuboid turned into this shape and stickered like this. So solving it as a cuboid and as a barrel and as a super cube is going to be a complicated process, but I look forward to the difficulty of the solve. Now, you've seen some of the movement as I moved some of the 2x2 moves, but I'm going to go ahead and show you some more movement as I turn it into a pattern that I found earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and begin this. Alright, so you can see that it's a very smooth turning puzzle. I made sure to shave down all of the sides of the pieces that were sort of sharp whenever I put on the fresh extensions, so that all of the pieces had nice curves on the edges so that they wouldn't lock up with each other. And I smoothed everything down and put a good amount of lube into the puzzle so that it would turn smoothly without binding up on itself or being difficult to turn. So it turns very smoothly, and I'm very satisfied with it. It's a little bit scratchy sounding, but that's okay. I don't mind that. And you can see here that this is a checkerboard pattern. Each of the octants has been checkerboarded with what I consider to be their complementary colors. I had to add 2 additional colors to the standard scheme, so typically blue and green are opposite of each other and checkerboarded together, so that's what I've done with those. Yellow and white are typically checkerboarded together, so that's what I've done with those. And orange and red are typically checkerboarded together. But I had to add 2 more colors, so I decided to choose pink and cream based largely on my partial color blindness. I wanted to pick 2 colors that I could easily tell apart from the other 6, because sometimes other colors I can't tell the difference. For instance, purple looks exactly like blue to me, so I can't use purple, and some other shades of pink look similar to blue as well. And if I were to pick a dark or a lighter green, as most people do, it starts to look like the orange, so I can't do that. And different shades of orange look like red, and different shades of orange look like yellow, so I just have to be very specific with the colors that I buy, and that's why it looks like this. It may not be to your liking, but it's what it has to be for me to be able to solve it, so that's what I do. And believe me, it's very hard to pick dodecahedral color schemes, because picking 12 colors when colorblind is not an easy task. As far as the shape shifting goes of this puzzle, you can see that whenever I turn this layer up, it's significantly shape shifted. I've extended this out quite a lot so that it's almost like an entire cubey height above the puzzle for the barrel edge. And you can see that it gets lower and lower as it goes, because that's what barrels do, as the cylindrical shape tapers out towards the 45-degree angle, which is right about at the height of the cube. And here's a nice look at the 3D shape of that. You can see down into the crevices of the puzzle. You can see how much it's shape shifted and how much the pieces have been extended. And I did shave down the top layer with tiny little bit, probably less than 1 millimeter, but it is slightly shaved down. And now the moment that you have all been waiting for, and I have also been waiting for quite a while. I'm going to scramble up this puzzle. I'm kind of scared, but I'm looking forward to how difficult this is going to be. So here we go. I'm going to start out just scrambling it both as a cuboid and as a barrel, because typically that's how you would scramble up a cuboid. Alright, that looks like a pretty good scramble for the barrel shape, for the cuboid shape. So now I'm going to get into some of the shape shifting. You can see that I'm just turning 180 here along this side, because I'm trying to get one dimension of the shape shifting well done before I get to the other dimension, because I find that that makes the solve slightly more intricate, and that's what I'm looking for. I want it to be as difficult as I can get it. So I think that's pretty good. So now I'm just going to go all out and completely scramble it. And as you probably know, this reduces to a 4x4 whenever fully scrambled, as cuboids do. You always just pick the smallest number, and that's what it reduces to. Now, alignment isn't an issue, it's just something to keep in mind, because the puzzle isn't going to turn right if the pieces aren't aligned. But because of the puzzle that this is made out of, and because of the way that I did the extensions, this is a very forgiving puzzle. So even if you're not exactly aligned, the puzzle will cut a little bit so that you can still turn it. You just have to get the pieces just right, because sometimes you'll have like one layer off, and hey, it'll even cut through that. So you just got to be careful with what you're doing. And that right there is what I would call a pretty good scramble. So I'm going to call that scrambled, and I'm going to go and try to solve it. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and post this video, because I'm going to post my pictures and everything on the Twisty Puzzles forum, and they often ask for videos. So I'm going to have this for y'all on the Twisty Puzzles forum, and for any of my friends on Facebook or anything that want to see the new puzzle. So this is my new puzzle, the 6x6x4 Super Barreloid puzzle. And thank you for watching.